Hi everyone! My name is Kiauna Canada and I'm with the Walla Walla YMCA Children's Development Department, and today for our craft we're going to be making a bird feeder, and then I'll be sure to show you at least 3 types of birds that you can see at your local feeder. Here's what we'll need to get started. First, we'll need a toilet paper tube, some bird seed, and a small container or box to hold them in. Peanut butter, honey, or even sun butter or almond butter will work. Some string and scissors. Let's get started. Here's our first step. I've put a little bit of peanut butter into a cup. I'm using the back of a spoon to apply it. So we'll pick up our toilet paper tube. We'll take a little bit of peanut butter. Oh, that's a lot. There we go. And we're not going to put it all over just to start because we don't want to make too big of a mess and get super sticky. So we'll just take a little bit, and over one spot, we'll put a little bit of peanut butter on. Now you don't want it to be too thick that it'll melt and all come off, but you want it a little bit thick so that our seeds will stick to it. So let's see. Here's one section. And that's about how much peanut butter should be on it. Then we're going to stick it into our seeds and we're going to roll it a little bit. Press down kind of hard so that we can get all the spots of our peanut butter covered. And then, there we go. We've got our seeds stuck. Now, we'll take a little bit more peanut butter and we'll finish going all the way around. Our peanut butter. Got another little section covered, and now shake my seeds out a little bit and stick them in there. Get all those seeds stuck real good. Have a big healthy meal for those birds out there. There we go. It's looking good. And if, like on mine right there, there's a little patch where there's no seed. If you just pick up some of the smaller seeds, then you can just put them right on the spot where you're missing it and just gently press them in. And then, now it's all covered. Now I'll do this third last little side. God, what can I say except you're welcome by the sun in the sky. There we go. If you guys can hear, I have a little bit of music on while I'm doing my craft. I have Disney music right now, and right now it's You're Welcome from Moana. Maybe you guys can put on some music and sing along too. I think Moana is probably my favorite Disney movie right now. What's your guys' favorite at home? Maybe you like to sing along to Frozen. Or Ariel. I really like The Little Mermaid too. Last little side is covered. I'll get some seeds on it. There we go. Once you've got yours fully covered, and take it out and over your tray, shake it just a little bit to get some of the extra seeds off. And then I'm going to set it up like that on my table. Give it a chance to kind of dry a little bit. Let some of the peanut butter harden and really stick to those shells of the seeds, the shells of the seeds. And while we're doing that, letting that dry, we'll have our string, our rope, our yarn, whatever that you have on hand that it's kind of strong. You don't want it to break when you pull on it. This is going to go through our tube, and this is how we're going to hang it. Let's see, I want it to be maybe about as long as my arm, and then a little extra, as long as my forearm. That way we have room to tie it. Remember, have an adult help you with the scissors, or if you can do it yourself, just be careful. There we go. There's our string. So then, I'll turn my bird feeder sideways, and I'll feed my string all the way through. I'll grab it on the other side. We'll connect the two ends, and then I'm going to wrap it around my thumb to make a little circle like that. And I'll put my two ends through, and I'll pull tight, and that made a little knot. And now I can hang my bird feeder outside. Don't worry, if the string is a little tricky and you need help tying the knot, ask your parents or a sibling to help you. And then you're ready to take your bird feeder outside. When you hang it, make sure that you put it somewhere where it's not directly in the sunlight. Now, we used peanut butter and honey, which can melt, so we don't want to put our bird feeder right into a really sunny spot, otherwise all the seeds will melt off and then they'll fall on the ground. The birds might still eat them, but then we won't get to see them on our nice feeders we made. So instead, try to find a nice shady spot. Maybe you have a tree or a bush in your backyard that you can hang it underneath. That way also, if it rains, the leaves will protect the bird feeder from getting super wet. Now, I'm going to show you some of the birds that like these bird feeders that we made. Alright, so some of the birds that we can find at our feeder includes a black-capped chickadee. These little birds really like sunflower seeds. So if your mix has sunflower seeds, you might see a lot of these guys come by. Now, as you can see here on the top of their head, they have like a black little cap. And then this here kind of like would be on their cheek, so we call it a white cheek. So this black-capped chickadee that you might see coming to your feeder has a black head, a white cheek, and then a little bit of black on its neck or the top of its chest. And then it's got a big whitish, sometimes a little bit of brown or gray mixed in belly. These little guys really like sunflower seeds, so keep an eye out for them. And again, it's a black-capped chickadee. Another bird that you may see come to your feeder is a red-breasted nuthatch. These little birds like to hide in little cavities on trees, and sometimes you'll see them almost running up and down the bark of a tree. They have these special little claws that help them to stand on the tree like this. Like so, if we were standing flat on the ground, we stand like this. The bird's able to keep standing even when the tree's straight up. We'd fall straight to the ground, but the bird has special claws to stay there. Now this red-breasted nuthatch has white and black, just like our chickadee that we just looked at. But instead of having a black cap, it's got an eyebrow, and the black is a mask. See? We have white above and white below, so it makes the black part almost look like a mask on the bird. So keep an eye out looking for these little masks. These guys in your bird seed, if you had little clumps of nuts like this, or if you had these little, they're like pine nuts. They almost kind of look like sunflower seeds. Little pine nuts in your mix. These guys really like those. And you can see they have a reddish orange belly. And that's a red-breasted nuthatch. One of the last birds that you might see at your feeder is a really common one and a very pretty one. It is the American goldfinch. This bird's really pretty. It's got a really bright, nice yellow color on most of its body. And then it's got these nice black wings with sometimes they'll have a white stripe there, like this guy does. And then here again, here's the difference. Look what, this one doesn't have the black on top of its head. So this one would be a girl. So if you see one at your feeder that is all yellow with a black wing, but its head is yellow too, that is a girl American goldfinch. And if you see one that has the black on its head like this one, then that one's a boy. Goldfinches are really popular at bird feeders. They have these big beaks. Any finch has a big beak that they use to break open the shells. So they really like any type of seed that you might have. So again, we have our black-capped chickadee, black on its head, white on its cheek, black on its neck, and these guys will really like your sunflower seeds. Then we've got our red-breasted nuthatch. He's got white on top, black in the middle, and then white on the bottom of his face again, so it looks like a mask, and a reddish orange belly. These guys will really like your pine nuts. Red-breasted nuthatch. And then again, we have our goldfinch. We have our boy goldfinch with a black hood on its head, and we have our girl goldfinch that has no black. She's just got nice yellow all over. And these birds, they are special seed eaters. They've got that big beak, remember? So they'll like any of the seeds or nuts that come in your bird seed mix. Now remember everyone, while these animals may not necessarily be dangerous, they are still wild. So when you're watching your bird feeders, be sure to stand a few feet back or maybe watch through a window. That way, the birds feel safe enough to come and eat from your feeder, but you stay safe too. Well, that's all for today, friends. I hope you guys all had fun making our bird feeders and then learning about some of the birds that may come and visit them. Now remember, if you did this project and would like to show your teachers or your friends here at the YMCA, remember that you can share photos through Remind. I hope you all have a great day and have fun watching your bird feeders. I'll see you next time. Bye!